Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through this evening on this coolish Thursday night. Can you feel winter in the air? Can you feel it? And for all of you who've tuned in live from around the country, so exciting to see people queuing up before we've even started to be watching us from everywhere in South Africa. The last couple of months, we have seen South Africa starting to spark for DuePoint across the provinces. Every day, we marvel at how people are joining DuePoint in all 9 provinces of South Africa. And it means that we really are now in momentum. And we really, really get excited about that sort of thing. Tonight, folks, you're sitting in the halls of what we think are the foremost wealth creation company in South Africa today. It's called DuePoint. And DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We tell you this so that you know that you're not dealing with a foreign company and you're not dealing with something that's new. Constantia was first registered in 1952, so we're 68 years old this year, nearly 7 decades in the financial services space of South Africa. And more importantly than that, we're a public company. We're listed on the JSE, and everything about us is available for you to see. So we're not one of these things that are here today and gone tomorrow. No, quite the opposite. We are something that we believe will last for the generations. That is very much part of our objective here at DuePoint. We see lots of stuff in South Africa every single day, coming in from all over the place, promising to give wealth to South Africans in one form or another. Normally on our WhatsApp groups and on our Facebook pages, we see these things coming in saying that they can make cash for you if you can sell things. They are exploiting a problem that we have. In South Africa, for a while now, we've had the problem of us as individual citizens being in a position where we cannot actually control our income anymore. Every day, I'm hearing stories, every day, of people who are giving up hope in how they can solve their economic circumstances. You guys know it. You're out there, you're in the thick of it, where people do not have the ability anymore to get jobs, and if they're in jobs, their jobs are not paying them enough to work and live in the economy we're in today. We know that prices are out of control in South Africa. Inflation is double figures for us on the ground, and we're left without any form of control. And when you lose control, you lose hope. We identified this a good number of years ago, and we decided that we wanted to be part of the solution. Instead of exploiting South Africans with these things that come in and promise us, but really just take our money and then flee the country, we wanted to create a long-term generational solution for South Africans. And so what we did was we formed a system called the DuePoint system. It's the reason why you're here this evening. It's the reason why you're watching this evening. It is a technology-based platform that allows South Africans to connect with us, to contract with us, and become what we call wealth engineers. As wealth engineers, we're going to ask you to do one simple thing. We want you to use our technology simply to connect South Africans to us. No more running around trying to sell products, no more presentations, no more of the things that you've always been embarrassed about or you've had some kind of concern or stigma about. None of that. This is a simple technology business where we put a piece of technology in your hands and we say, connect South Africans to us. We have 57 million South Africans at the moment who are in financial crisis. That means we have 57 million South Africans waiting to hear the DuePoint message. Because what happens is, as you connect South Africans to us through our technology, you allow us as the insurance company to have a greater platform of distribution into which we can come along and create revenue through the distribution of our products. That revenue we use to create wealth for you, not cash. We're not in the business of cash here, and this is a big mindset shift that South Africans have to take. South Africans, because we're in survival mode, we go, well, if you can give me 700 rands worth of cash today, I'll take it. But you know that that 700 rands worth of cash is not going to see you past the day you're in. By tomorrow, it is gone, and your circumstances have not changed. We don't want people running around trying to sell things to create one-off cash. That once-off cash is not helping people. We want to rather create what we call wealth. It is a recurring extra income. It is an income that is there every month. It is an income you can rely on, and it is steadfast. Why is that the case? Because we use our financial services products to create the revenue. And the revenue that we create is created through debit order systems, which are automatic. Every month our debit orders raise. It doesn't matter what day of the month it's on, and your income flows in. We're looking for that single connection from you. You find the individual, you connect them to us, and you no longer need to run back to them every month to create income for you by begging them to buy again each month. Our system automatically does that for you, and that then creates something that leverages a lifestyle change for you. You see, if you've got money that comes in every month, you can start making changes. When you've got cash that's promised to you when you sell something, that may be cash. Maybe you sell something, maybe you get some cash. Here at DuePoint, we're creating that single connection, recurring income, which then starts changing your circumstances. These are big, big mental shifts that South Africans have to make. Because of our desperation in our economy, we get fooled into going to things and after things where they promise you riches in 30 days, 90 days, 100 days, but actually never deliver. And we know they don't deliver. I have never, ever met someone who's joined a thing that's blown in from China or Thailand and become wealthy. They're always in dire straits when I meet them. Whereas here at DuePoint, we've been around for years. We don't disappear, and we've been able to create greater and greater wealth for our wealth engineers over time in a permanent fashion. Folks, we also understand, because we are South Africans, because we built this system by South Africans, for South Africans, we understand your circumstances. So we know that many people say, I don't have time for this. I always chuckle at that because we all in South Africa have time to spend on doing things that make us poor. That includes our job, ladies and gentlemen. How many hours do you spend a week on your job? Is it making you richer? For most South Africans, in fact, I would say for almost all South Africans, jobs are making us poorer every year. We have the economists that back that up, who are telling us that we're poorer now than we were 2 decades ago. Folks, what are we going to spend our time on? Will we continue to say we don't have time when we are in crisis? Or will we cut a piece of our time out and start to use a system that has been designed for you in your circumstances today? Because that is what we built, a system that allows you to leverage others, a system that allows you to leverage your little time, to allow you to leverage the skills of yourself and others in the creation of wealth with us. We give you the use of this system at no cost. This is not one of those things where you're going to start up this evening by buying the starter kit. We've all been to one of those things, and all that happens is you end up with a garage full of things you can't sell and a bank account that's got less money in it than you had when you started. Here at DuePoint, we want you to start where you are right now and start moving forward immediately. There is no cost for using our system. By simply being a product owner of ours, you are automatically entitled to the use of our technology, our systems, our peoples, our offices, everything. That is DuePoint. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, you're not selling. Not in any way, shape, or form. You've got to remember this, because after this presentation, you're either going to ask me or the wealth engineer that connected you tonight, when you are selling, how do I sell? Now, folks, there is no selling at DuePoint. We are in the business of wealth creation, not the pushing of products. And as a result, you're not intermediaries, you're not agents, you're not representatives, you're not advisors, and you're not advertisers. We ask you just to connect people, and it means that everybody in South Africa today can be a wealth engineer. Doesn't matter your experience or your education, you can be a wealth engineer with us. And it means that everybody is in the position in South Africa today to create a real asset for themselves. An asset is something that produces income for you even when you can't work. An asset is something you can price and sell, which is exactly what you can do with your channels of income here at DuePoint. But most importantly, your channel of income, the income you earn during your life, will automatically be passed on to your children when you pass away one day. And they will enjoy the income you made, but will also have the opportunity to take the asset, the channel you made, and make it even larger over their lifetime. We believe that we are the only intergenerational wealth creation company in South Africa today. I say it in just about every presentation. You have not seen anything like DuePoint. We are completely unique as we understand it in South Africa today. Not only have we created what we believe is the only solution for South Africans today, but one that will span the generations of your family. I challenge people every presentation to come to me and tell me if I'm wrong. Come and show me the alternative in South Africa today. Even your job, if you've got a great job, you cannot pass on to your children. It's just not going to be the case. Whereas here, you can spend 5, 10, 20, 25 years building an asset with us that will pass on to your children. They can do the same again and pass it on to your grandchildren, and so on and so on. We're 70 years old. We're not here for 5 minutes. All these other things you see have a shelf life of 6 to 12 months. We see it every single time, and yet we see South Africans fall for it every single time. Here, you can trust in the fact that year after year, DuePoint is here creating wealth for you and your family. And we've built it in a way that's super convenient. We could not have found a more simple way of doing it for South Africans. Instead of the difficulties you've had in the past of having to learn about complex products, learn how to present and sell them, carry the stuff around, drive around, store the stuff, all of that stuff, we eradicated all of that in the DuePoint model. This is not one of those things. Here, you use our technology. It's in your phone already. We're going to show you how to unlock it tonight. And with 3 taps on your phone, you do the one thing we ask you to do. Connect South Africans to us. By connecting South Africans to us, you begin to build a platform of distribution. That platform of distribution is ours. It is how we get to South Africans through your efforts. You don't have to be selling or anything. No, this platform, we come along as the insurance company and we distribute the products through this platform that you have created. Your channel now becomes something of wealth and extra income for you without you having to ever do a presentation or sell anything. And that wealth that we create, we then distribute to you in 2 ways. The first is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 for every product payment in your channel every month that it's paid, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel that payment is made. It sounds complicated, but it's not. All you're going to do is connect people. When you do, they'll take a product, make a payment, and you'll get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, 55 Rand. 55 Rand, not once, guys, every month going forward as they pay for those products. You've done a single connection and created a recurring income. I often get South Africans in here who have been starry-eyed blurred by the next thing that's blown in that said, look, I'll give you 400 Rand for the pot and 900 Rand for the this and 400% return. And folks, what do I say to them every single time? How many times are you going to get that money? You get it once. When you sell the pot, you get it once. When you try and sell the pot again to the other person, they don't want the pot. And so that 400 Rand is nothing. Here, you have a recurring income of 55 Rand a month. Nothing equals the value of a recurring income. It doesn't matter how much you are promised. Never say that DuePoint doesn't pay enough. We pay more than anyone else when you put time into the frame of this picture. Now, folks, these folk are going to go out and do the same thing as you. They're going to use our technology, connect people to DuePoint. Those will be allocated to you through our technology. And when they make their payments, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, 55 Rand a game. You've been here for 5 minutes, you're earning $1,000 a month. But you're in control at DuePoint. You see, if these folk take 2 products, you get double the earnings. That 55 becomes 110 Rand. If they take 3 products, you get 165, 4, 220, and so on and so on. You now have the ability to create income, to control your income, the thing you do not have outside of DuePoint. But perhaps $1,000 a month is not enough for you. I understand that wouldn't be enough for me either. Then just connect more people. Connect more people. Put more time in. As your channel grows, you'll continue to earn on a diminishing basis to the 8th point. But from the 8th point on, you have unlimited earning capacity. Because from the 8th point on, you always get 4% of R27.50 as long as you qualify to earn. Everywhere we go in South Africa today, I see ceilings over the heads of South Africans. Different types of ceilings, but ceilings that stop all of us from reaching our maximum potential. Here at DuePoint, you will decide what your maximum potential is. You'll decide it. That's not a marketing statement. That's the truth. Are you happy to sit down and set a standard for yourself? Because if you are able to do that, if you are willing to do that, well then the sky is literally the limit for you at DuePoint. You can create any income. All it requires is 2 ingredients. 1 is your willingness to connect more and more South Africans to us. And 2, your willingness to do it over time. That's the big one. South Africans are particularly lazy and selfish around their time. When we say to people, you've got to put in a few years, they go, what? No. And yet, how long do people work in their jobs for? Poorer and poorer every year, decade after decade. But when we sit down in front of South Africans, we say, give us a couple of years and we'll change your life forever. They go, oh no, I need to be rich in 90 days like my WhatsApp picture here says I will be. Do you hear yourselves in that? I hear South Africans say that to me just about every day. They believe they can get rich overnight. Now, you know what? That's actually because of the way they value themselves. We're going to talk about this more on Saturday morning. Our sense of worth dictates how much time we're willing to put into things. The lower our sense of worth, the quicker we want to get rich, even though there's no chance of us getting rich quickly. The more we value ourselves personally, the more time we're willing to put in to create permanent wealth. Come and visit me on Saturday at 11 and I'll tell you more about that. Folks, here at DuePoint, I can tell you quite accurately how much you can expect to earn if you're willing to put those two ingredients in, time and numbers. Folks, we use a simple calculation here to demonstrate it to you, but you can grow at any rate you like. You can put lots of people in or little people in. Your circumstances will dictate that. Your time availability will dictate that. But if I'm going to show you, I have to have a growth rate. And we call that growth rate formula in this particular example 3 plus 2. It fits in everybody's lifestyles. It says in your first month with us, connect 3 people. Just connect 3 people to us. If you can do that, and then every month thereafter connect just 2 people to us, not 30 people, not 8 hours a week, not 3, and then 2 every month thereafter. Put solid connections in, then we can calculate quite accurately what you can expect to earn here at DuePoint. Can you do it for 6 months? Would you be able to connect how many? A handful of people. 10, 13 people. Can you connect 13 people in 6 months? You don't have to do it next week. You don't have to do it tomorrow. I'm talking about the next 6 months. 13 solid connections in 6 months, and we reckon you can reasonably expect to be around about 2,500 Rand a month by that stage. And people go, no, that's not enough money. I go, well, you've only connected 13 people, for crying in a bucket. If you want to earn more, connect more than 13 people. You've got 57 million tries at this exercise. 57 million South Africans waiting. But you're busy. I know. So we said just connect 13. And after connecting 13, you can reasonably expect to be on about 2,500 Rand a month. That's 30,000 Rand a year, and you're hardly doing anything at DuePoint. 30,000 Rand a year. What have you done before in your life that for almost no effort got you to 30,000 Rand a year? Now, this is maths, but we've backed it up with people. We've been around for years. We've got tens of thousands of South Africans that have already proven this maths to us. Can you do it for another 6 months? What about a year? Could you spend a year with us? You've spent 10 or 15 years with your employer. Could you spend a year connecting 2 people a month to DuePoint? Because if you can, that 2,500 becomes 9 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's 12 months from now, ladies and gentlemen, and you're on 120,000 Rand a year. Yeah, you've had to put some effort in. You've had to put some time in. But instead of that time being wasted, being poured into something that makes you poor, you've increased your earnings by 10,000 Rand a month. Very few South Africans are going to get a 10,000 Rand raise at the end of this year. Our economy is in steep decline. Don't know if you've noticed, but the Rand has weakened by 12% in the first 5 months of this year. That means everything got 12% more expensive. So when at the end of 2019 the government says to us inflation was 6%, you can laugh at them and say, no, in the first half of the year it was already 12% for the rest of us. Mere mortals on the ground. By the end of this year, you're going to be looking at 25% inflation. You're not going to get a 10,000 Rand raise at the end of this year. But you could spend a year with us. And if you did, just the minimum, you could, after a year, be on 9 to 10,000 Rand a month with us. If you did it for 2 years, that 10,000 becomes 30,000 Rand a month. All you've had to do is keep connecting 2 people every single month. It's not a big ask. But what happens is, as we know, you're going to go out there, and the first handful of people you're going to talk to are going to tell you how this is a scheme or a scam. They're going to tell you that they've never heard of DuePoint, and therefore it must be here today, gone tomorrow. They're going to moan about, I like this product better than that product. They're going to give you all sorts of excuses. Some people might even sign up and then cancel, or sign up and never pay. And somewhere in those first 2 years, you're going to quit, which is interesting. Because we didn't ask you to make sure that any of these people answered the questions correctly, paid, didn't cancel. They didn't ask you. All we asked you to do was keep connecting. Just keep connecting, because then behind you, the mathematics starts building up. The more people you connect, the more you strike on those ones who go, I get what DuePoint's doing. I want to change my circumstances, and they get out there and start connecting for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can do it for 3 years, you're up to 40 to 45,000 Rand a month. If you can do it for 4 years, you're up to 60 to 65,000 Rand a month. That's 720,000 Rand a year. You've done it in 4 years. If you do it for half a decade with us, not 5 months, guys, not 5 weeks, not 5 days, not the first 50 people you speak to. No. But you do it for 5 years. See, now that's where everybody wants to run away. I'm not doing anything for 5 years. And we go, really? How long have you been working at your employer for? No, I've been there for 25 years. Oh, but you're not going to do this for 5 years. How come you're willing to do that? Are you getting a 10,000 Rand raise? In the next 5 years, how many of you will increase your earnings by 80 to 100,000 Rand a month in the next 5 years? Well, I can tell you, almost none of you. In fact, I'd venture to say none of you. Why? Because SARS tells us, the tax man tells us, that there's only 0.5% of South Africans that earn more than 100,000 Rand a month. 35,000 of them. 35,000 in a population of 57 million. I did some statistics on this a while ago. You can go and see a video. I think you've got something like the chance it's likely that you will be married to or have dated 8 supermodels before you earn 100,000 Rand a month. You have a higher chance of that happening. So if you think you're going to marry or date at least 8 supermodels, well then yes, you can expect to earn 100,000. Everybody else, you're not going to get there. Now, as I said, we've really got people that have done this. This is not me making stuff up and hoping for the best. We've been around. DuePoint is not new. And we have people who've already proven the mathematics. So this evening's not about these things don't work. We're not one of those things. We're already a proven and delivered business. The decision tonight's got nothing to do with DuePoint. The decision tonight's got to do completely with you. Do you think that you are worth 100,000 Rand a month? Because if you felt that you were, which many South Africans don't, that's the sad part. Many South Africans don't think they're worth it. But if you think you are, then you'd be more than happy to put 5 years in with us. 5 years. And you will have changed your life forever. It doesn't stop here. We don't stop at the 5-year mark. It goes on and goes on and goes on, as people have already proven at DuePoint. And every month we put a couple of them on stage. Some that are new, some that are old, some that are doing well, some that are doing terribly. We show you everything. We are not going to hide anything from you. It's your choice what you do with our tools. This last month, about a week ago, we had Paul up on stage. He's been with us for less than a year. Full-time employed. He does incredibly well at his employment, one of the best-rated employees in the country for the business that he works for. And you know what it takes to be a good employee. You don't work 40 hours a week. You work 100 hours a week. He does not have a lot of spare time. Every time I see him, he's rushing off to the next thing because he's busy. And you know, while he was too busy to do DuePoint, he's built an income in 10 months of 36,000 Rand a year. That's extra cash. That's Christmas paid for. Every year, and he's done it in 10 months. What's he going to do in the next 10 months? That next 10 months, that 3 is going to become 9. Maybe it'll become 20. Because he doesn't stop. He's here every day. In fact, he was here yesterday at the lunchtime presentation. He never stops. And then he was off to the next thing because he's working hard at changing his life. 10 months, he's on 3 grand a month. We had Don on stage. He sent us a wonderful video up from Port Elizabeth. This is a nationwide business. He's in the Eastern Cape. And for 2.5 years, he's been with us. But he's an entrepreneur, old Don. He does a little bit of everything. He's a motivational speaker, a trainer. He builds businesses. He's too busy for DuePoint. Too busy. If you feel like you're too busy, Don is too busy for this business. And in 2.5 years, on the side and in between everything, he's created an income of nearly 12,000 Rand a month. What's it like when you are extremely busy through the whole month and all of a sudden you get an SMS that says 12,000 Rand's been deposited into your bank account? How has your life changed then? You didn't have to run around with bags of groceries and toiletries and pots and pans. You just carried on with life. And in the middle of the month, we paid you for the second time that month. It's great to have 2 payments a month, one from your employer and one from DuePoint. That's a wonderful feeling to be paid every 2 weeks. So instead of getting only 12 payments a year, you get 24 now. And one of them happens to be 12 grand. Yes, it took him 2.5 years, but he was doing it between things. But what a wonderful freedom. Are you willing? Do you think you are worthy? Don thinks he's worthy, so he's willing to put ingredient number 2 in, the time. How many South Africans think they're worth what they want? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Folks, if you want to see people earning a lot more, go for it. Some people say, no, I earn 50,000 Rand a month. I earn 100,000 Rand a month. That's fantastic. So do wealth engineers at DuePoint. We have the whole spectrum. Whatever you think you're worth, we have already, and we have no limit to how much you can earn. You could set a new standard here at DuePoint. The decision is up to you. Go to our YouTube channel. Go and look at Wealth Engineers Tell All. It's a little subsection in our channel, and you can see the people earning any amount. Go dig it up and ask yourself, how much do you think you're worth? And are you willing to put the time and energy in to creating this wealth? Ladies and gentlemen, the second way that we create wealth for you is through our XP Rewards program. This is our training program. We teach you how to do this business. We teach you how to become successful wealth engineers, entrepreneurs, and we teach you everything you need to know about this industry, personal finance, everything that you're going to need in building permanent wealth with us. Folks, as you complete the training, as you complete the steps, we give you XP points, experience points. These accumulate, and as you build your channel and you match it up to your experience in our program, we rank you up. And when we rank you up, we reward you with cash. Each rank that goes up, you get more and more cash. Then at rank 5, we give you a toolkit of everything you need to connect South Africans to us. You can purchase these things individually if you want from our reception counter or order them from client service, but at rank 5, we give you the toolkit. At rank 7, we give you a 20,000 Rand set of custom-made, imported, gold-gilded business cards. Stop me when you find something about DuePoint that's the same as anything else you've seen, because you will never find business cards like this in any other thing that you've been to. In fact, what we're finding more and more these days are people are trying to copy us. It's the highest form of compliment. I love it. I love the fact that they're trying to copy us, but they only last 6 months and then they're bankrupt. There's a very big difference between the thing that blew in from China and the thing that is a licensed listed public company for 7 decades in South Africa. Very big difference in that. Rank 7, you get the finest set of business cards in the country. And rank 9, for those of you who've mixed the ingredient of time in to the connection of people to us, and you have achieved rank 9, you get to go away with us every year for the rest of your life, as long as you maintain your channel size with us, with your family, for a week in December, when it's hot and expensive, and your children are on school holiday. 5-star business class, all expenses paid. So let me run through that again, because you might be confused. You might think, but hang on, I've seen something like this before. Yes, you have. You were by yourself. You had to go economy class. You could only eat the basic meal. I literally saw one that said you can only have the basic meal, which I thought was hilarious. And it was in some middle of August, dead of winter occasion. Here it's December. It's 5-star. It's business class. It's with your family. We fly you up from anywhere in the country because we're nationwide. And we deliver you back to your house a week later without you having spent a single cent. And you know what else is great? Is I can actually show you. Everything that I've told you this evening, we've already delivered on. So once upon a time, they were promises. Now they delivered. And we've been going away with our rank 9s for years now. So we can show you a compilation of them traveling with us to different locations with their family, their children, their spouses. Everyone else just sends you the picture they copied off the internet and says, just give me $5,000 and I'll make you rich in 90 days. Well, here we're not going to take any of your money. Instead, we're going to ask you to put time and energy in. And if you do, then your Decembers can look a little bit like this. Less than 200 days before we go on our next trip. 7th of December, the tickets are booked. The deposits are paid on the hotel. We're going to a brand new place this year with all of our rank 9s and their families. And every year, we have new rank 9s that join us. The question we ask every year is, who's going to be next? There's 2 or 3 people at the moment gunning for it. We're very excited to watch them grow. But do you want to join them? Why should there only be 2 or 3 that put the time in? Why shouldn't there be thousands that join us on these trips? Folks, every year we go. If you don't make it this year, it doesn't matter. You can come with us next year or the year after. The question is whether you think you're worth it, whether you're willing to put what's required in to change your life in this kind of way. At rank 11, folks, we give you another useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not rented from us. It's not financed from us. It is yours and it is in your name. We do not take it back from you because it is a tool of wealth. Those are the first 11 of 28 mapped ranks in our training program. You have seen the first third this evening, just the first third. What do you think is in the second 2/3 if we're up to cars at the end of the first third? What do you think you are worth? Folks, we create this wealth off of the back of our financial services products, as I discussed at the beginning. We got 4 of them. They are the best in their categories in the country for price and benefits. So when people say, oh, but I like this other, I'm like, okay, fine, do some research. Go and do your research before you select these products. But we are confident that we have created every aspect of our business the best in the country today, including our products in their categories. The first is our Access Wealth Plan. It costs 324 Rand a month, and for that, you get 2 independent products. Firstly, your very own tax-free investment account, and secondly, 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. We take 100 Rand of your 324, we put it into the investment account, and you start building an asset for yourself every single month in your investment account. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It's 249 Rand a month, and for that, everybody in South Africa can have R1 million worth of personal accident cover. No waiting periods, no medical examinations or declarations, and no maximum age limits. Everyone can be a wealth engineer at DuePoint for less than 250 Rand a month. Our third product is our Family Wealth Funeral Cover. It starts at $299 but gives you a whole host of options from that point forward. You can have 20,000 or 30,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. You can add 5 members or 10 family members to the cover, and you as the principal member get 10,000 Rands worth of outstanding debt cover, which means that when you die, we settle 10,000 Rands worth of your debt so that your family don't have to. And our fourth product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. It costs 299 Rand a month to be a member. And as a member, you get access to all of our suppliers. Suppliers across the industry, from retail stores to online stores, motor manufacturers to cell phone companies, entertainers through to travel agencies and gyms, etc., etc., etc. Everything you can think of, just about, we have got in this product. And they give us special prices, discounts, vouchers, VIP services, packages, things you couldn't get as an individual. And you can get all of them, redesigning your monthly spend to reduce how much you spend and get more through our Buyers Club. Folks, we know that for many people, the idea of quick cash is the only thing that they can think about because they're so desperate. We understand the desire and need for South Africans to get cash flow flush first. And so here at DuePoint, we have designed what we call our Achiever Quest to achieve that for you without you having to waste your money on knockoff goods and promises that cannot be delivered. Our Achievers Quest says for you, every month, resetting on the end of each month so that you've got a full calendar month every month to achieve it in. If you can put 10 people in, we'll increase your earnings by 5,000 Rand that month. If you do 20 people, we'll increase your earnings that month by 10,000. If you can put 30 people in and have them paid in the same month, we will give you 15,000 Rand on top of your returns and your rewards. That means that instantly you can start earning at DuePoint. We've still got enough time for you to put 10 people in. It's the 23rd of May. Let's go. If you put 10 people in and have them paid by the end of May, your earnings will increase by 5,000 Rand. That's 60,000 Rand a year if you can put 10 people in a month. 10 people a month, you can get 60,000 Rand just off of the Achievers Quest. If you can do 1 a day, that's 30 people, 1 connection, tap, 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 1 connection that's paid at the end of each day. If you can do that for a year, well, this is 180,000 Rands worth of extra income that you can produce for yourself. You need to decide, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say to me, no, that's hard. No, it's not. Your job is hard. The work you do every day between 8 and 5, that's hard. What we're asking you to do is connect people. And if you can connect people, we can change your financial circumstances almost immediately. Don't let somebody else tell you that you can earn quicker elsewhere. Yeah, they'll promise, but they won't deliver. Here, we deliver on something that's real and can change your life today. But in addition, in 2019, we're looking bigger than that. We're saying, who wants to change their lives permanently? Well, with our 365 challenge, we ask you to put 365 people in your first 365 days with us. It starts the day you become a wealth engineer. You've got 365 days to connect 365 solid people to us. If you can do that, then at the end of your year with us, we'll give you the equivalent of 1.25 million rands. Nothing in South Africa today can promise and deliver that. Nothing. Not to the average South African. I know that none of you are getting 1.25 million rand bonus at the end of this year. I know it. And here, we deliver on the things we promise. Here, what we will do is give you a check for 365,000 rand. Your 365 people will have built a channel that's beyond rank 9, which means you'll be going away with us in a year's time on our rank 9 trip, potentially for the rest of your life. We know that your channel will have grown past rank 11, which means that you'll be getting a car in the next year, something you may never have got before. But more importantly than that, what are we in the business of? Selling insurance products? No, we are not in the business. You see the confusion. I thought we were. No, we're not selling anything. We're in the business of creating wealth. And wealth is the most important thing. A channel that 365 people will build for you. We can calculate the value of it. We've been around long enough. We know it. And we know that you can reasonably expect to be somewhere between 40 and 50,000 rand a month. 40 and 50,000 rand a month, that's 500,000 to 600,000 rand a year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. This is not pie in the sky stuff. This is what we deliver at DuePoint. And so if this evening you go, I'm going to walk away from this thing, count the cost. Understand what you're walking away from tonight. I had a person say to me, but I don't have 249 rand. But he had driven in a car. I said to him, go and become an Uber and you'll get your 249 rand. If it's for 1.25 million rand, do what it takes. There will be South Africans that do what it takes, that change their life forever. And then there'll be those that fade away into the rest of the economy. Do you want to be one of those people that walks away with it? No excuse tonight is valid. I don't have time, not valid at DuePoint. I don't know people, not valid at DuePoint. Our technology will help you. These things come and go. Sorry, we've been around for 70 years. I don't like the products. They're the best in their categories in South Africa. This is just one of those. No, it's not. It's a public, listed, regulated, licensed life and short-term insurance company. None of your excuses are valid. Tonight, it's your decision about yourself. What value do you place on yourself? This is a nationwide business. We are building wealth across the nation, and so we are in different provinces all the time. The next province we're in is in Bloemfontein, in the Free State. We're going to be there on the 20th of July, and we're looking forward to seeing the whole of the Free State there. Guys, if you're not used to traveling beyond the borders of your city, this is your first time opportunity to see something outside your own city. I say this because in the Free State, that's what happens. People are like, no, when are you coming to Kimberley? I'm not coming to Kimberley. I'm coming to Bloemfontein. It's around the corner. Get in your car, come visit us on Bloemfontein on the 20th of July. And those of you outside the Free State, we want you there too. We want people building wealth across South Africa. We've given you plenty warning. Get your travel and accommodation in place, and then jump onto our website and our app, click events, scroll down, find the event and click attend, and book your tickets and your guest tickets. They're free. Everything's free at DuePoint. Book your tickets now and build your wealth with us on the 20th of July in the Free State. And then we'll move on and follow us to the next province and the next province as you build wealth around South Africa. To become a wealth engineer this evening is very simple. You're going to go to our website, DuePoint.net. You can do it anywhere in the country. Watch the videos, read the pages, download the policy documents, the product documents. It's all there. Click join and apply. Fill out the form. In less than 3 minutes, you're a wealth engineer without a single cent having passed from your pockets. Remember that. Husbands, tonight you can make a decision by yourself. You do not need to go and speak to your spouse afterwards because you're not committing your family to some financial burden like all these other things. Tonight it'll cost you nothing. You can become a wealth engineer and walk home proud that you've brought home the only wealth creation tool that we know of in South Africa today for the average South African without having spent a cent. Folks, if you want to do more research about us, go and do it. Jump onto the JSC's website, look us up under Conduit Capital. Go to the Constantia's website itself. Our financial statements are there, our directors are there, our BEE status is there. Whatever you want, you can do with us. We're a public company. Go to the regulators' websites. Go to the FSCA, look up our licenses, life, short, FSP licenses. Go look them all up. We're there. You haven't seen or dealt with anything like DuePoint before. Folks, this Saturday, we're running our monthly training session. I think this is probably going to become our most viewed training session in the history of DuePoint. How can I be so bold as to say that? Because this is the one you've been asking for the longest. People are always saying to me, Brendan, I'm so excited about DuePoint, but I don't know what to say to people. Fantastic. I'll teach you on Saturday morning. We're going to be doing prospecting, inviting, and connecting. The 3 basic steps of finding people and connecting them to DuePoint. This is the one you asked for. If you're not here on Saturday morning, I'm going to come and find you. I know who's been asking me for this one. We've put a lot of effort and energy into this, a lot. It is going to be amazing on Saturday morning, and it's at 11 o'clock. If you're in Joburg, I want your bums in seats here. Start booking your seats now. We've only got 150 seats here. You need to have them booked if you want to be here on Saturday, and we want Joburg here. If you're outside Joburg, you're forgiven. You can watch us live. We'll be broadcasting at 11 o'clock as we normally do on Saturday morning. Make sure you and your entire channel are tuned in. You don't want to be the only one learning. You want your entire channel learning so that you can accelerate exponentially your wealth creation through the DuePoint system. We want to see you all there at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see how serious we are about what we're doing here. We are not messing around. We have been around for years. We're not likely to disappear. What we're doing is changing South Africa. We're changing it. This is not a knockoff thing. This is the solution, we believe, to the crisis that we're in. But we're going to have to do it ourselves. And you are going to have to put time in. You cannot expect this business to make you wealthy in 3 months or 5 months or even a year. But if you give us years and you use our technology to simply connect people to us, we'll change your lives forever. And not only that, we'll change the lives of your family and the generations to come after that forever. If you've got other options, take them for sure. Come and tell me what they are. If you don't, tonight you need to pick this tool up. If you've got questions and concerns, you can come and ask me outside in a minute, and we'll chat to you there. Otherwise, call our client service team Monday through Friday, and they'll answer your questions. We're going to be live again tomorrow at 12:15. I look forward to seeing you, new and old, here at 12:15 tomorrow, tuning in live, and then Saturday at 10 o'clock. See you then. Thank you very much.